But anyways, guys, we are back again. You were here before, right, Kneena? And yeah, I decided to invite Kneena again. The reason is because our first interview was great. And as I said, she has a lot of thoughts and enthusiasm. So yeah, it's going to go down today. I'm very excited about this. So we're gonna talk about music, the music industry, motivate people out there, know where you get your inspiration, and just everything. You understand? By the way, I'm also an artist. I produce house music slash amapiano. I can produce hip hop kancane. I used to produce it a long time ago, but manje I go lapho nalapho. But yeah, I love music and everything like that. But Kneena, do you wanna introduce yourself again to the people? For those who don't know, who just tuned in today.
Hi everyone, my name is Kneena K and I'm an artist. I rap, I do a bit of pop. So that's what I do. And I started writing songs when I was very, very young. I think I was 10 years old when I wrote my first song. And I remember there was a competition in class, like we had to write a song about trees and soil.
What?
I know, right? And then I wrote a song about that, and then my song was number one, and I wrote a rap. I don't remember the words because I was like 10. This was like 20 years ago.
Who were you inspired by? I'm sure you were listening to somebody.
I grew up listening to Eve. My big brother loved EVE. Like he really loved Eve. He loved Lauryn Hill. He loved Foxy Brown. So I grew up Missy Elliott. I grew up listening to those ladies. So I really, really wanted to be like Eve. Like I know a lot of people are like Eve, and I also love Lauryn Hill. Like Lauryn Hill is amazing. She's like, she's an icon.
Lauryn Hill. Eve, I'm not sure. I'm a lyrics working Mawanjan back in the days and stuff like that. Because, for instance, I feel sorry for this generation. You know what I mean? Because they are exposed to everything. And right now, people are doing things for cloud, So that means they'll say the most dirtiest thing. Nicki Minaj, there's a reason why I talk about the way I'm going. Maybe she doesn't believe in whatever she says and those that, but in order for me to make money out here, it's about cloud.
No, but I think Nicki has talent. I actually like Nicki. She's the one who inspired me to... Because I liked music from a young age, but I never saw myself as a rapper. I wanted to be a poet, to be honest. But my poetry just sounded like rap songs. Didn't sound like poems. So, I mean, rap is poetry. So, I like Nicki. And Nicki is very, very good. Like, lyrically, she's amazing. And she writes her own stuff. It's just that, obviously, sex sells. And she wouldn't be as big as she is today if she was just spitting and she was not beautiful and sexy. So, it helps. Sex does help. I'm not gonna help. It sells.
Just like that.
That's why a lot of rappers, female rappers, they've got hourglass frames, they've got nice S's, nice bodies, and what they're writing, what they're spitting is just not that great. But because they look good and they put a lot of marketing into it, their songs blow up.
Definitely.
So it's a shame that there's a lot of talented people like Abo Rhapsody, who are very, very talented, but they are very, very underrated because they're not shaking their asses and they're not sex symbols, I guess. But the thing is, it's just it's the media. The media, whatever you put out there, people are going to believe it. So if you're gonna put out sexy women with big bums, everyone's gonna believe that's sexy. And then everyone's gonna aspire to that. Even the music, no matter how garbage it is, people are gonna like it because that's what you're feeding them. So you can't feed people junk food and then expect them to have abs. So it's what you feed. It's what the media is feeding us. The media has made us believe that sex sells, you have to have bums, you have to look a certain way, we listen to a certain music because of it's an influence by the media.
But would you just blame it? And I definitely do agree with you, né? But do you think the media is the only problem? Because think about it. If I had to buy a newspaper, maybe go Daily Sun and stuff like that, if there was a woman, maybe I see Thomas Slend who's just wearing normal and doesn't jal, I'm not likely to buy that newspaper. But if I see somebody with curves and doesn't jal, I'm much likely to buy that newspaper. Don't you think it's the audience? Because at the end of the day, I have a business to run, whether it's a media company and stuff like that. And then maybe I put out inspirational content out there. Then it told maybe 50 views, but the moment Nicki Minaj, all of these dirty content and doesn't how 120. It's good for business. So don't you think the problem is the society? Standing nonsense. Because I can even see.
No, it's because you feed people nonsense. Whatever you feed people.
Yeah.
If that's the only thing you're feeding them, they're gonna take it because we need to be fed anyway. You need to eat. So if you're gonna feed people sex, you're gonna feed people like that's why like I'm a slay queens right now. Social media is taking over the world, and everyone wants to have a big bum. Everyone wants to do a BBL. Everyone wants to be shaped a certain way. It's influence. It's media. Social media is media. So I don't think it's like. You business people or the people in power, they set the tone. They decide, okay, with Espa we're gonna sell this and that, and then as customers we buy what we are sold.
Yeah.
You know, so it's what you are offering us, and then we end up believing this is it. This is what we like. We think we like it. So, like, because back in the day they used to sell papers, and papers used to sell, and there were no naked girls in those papers.
Yeah.
Like, it's only now, like maybe in the 70s when people started being less conservative. Now Playboy even was started. Women would pose naked now with bikinis on. Back in the day, people were very conservative. Like there was no shaking of the bums, and there was no nudity. But now nudity is normal. Now nudity is fashionable. It's yeah. So people are gonna buy into it, and sex sells. So if you're selling sex to people and people have money, they will sell. They will buy it.
So if I may ask you, what role would you play to change it? Because it's either you wanna join the game, manje, and be like, okay, since sex sell, I might as well also sell sex, because maybe this is the generation that we are in right now.
And then this is what's selling. This is what's.
I try to push my own narrative because at the end of the day, the people who are actually selling all this negative content
they are ruthless. They just want money.
So that is not mean pumang a positive content. I'll even end up, because I feel like people who come up with like nice conversations, or let's say for instance the past, maybe it's a great word, but I feel like you are begging the audience. I think Melo because for instance I always say that women tell men every time, you are broke, you are fat, whatever. And Tina, okay, maybe I have to change myself, because it's straightforward. But I feel like men are not doing the same thing to women. They just say like, nah, you good with your hips, girl. No more beg every day, so get out the way you are caught and don't. But so I feel like, what are you playing? What part are you playing to ensure hey, this is my narrative, isn't the made this change? Because at the end of the day, maybe it's not even for people who are in your age group. For the youngsters, and maybe for be influenced differently. How are you gonna do that? Sorry.
Mina, I just believe that people must do whatever they're comfortable with. Don't sell your soul. If you're comfortable with, if you feel confident and beautiful in your bikini or whatever, in your thong and showing off your ass, that's fine. Do that. Okay. But Mina, I also love looking at beautiful women. I think women are beautiful or whatever. And I wear bikinis. I wear, even though it's not risque.
Yeah.
Like, it's the sort of person I am. I'm a bit conservative, but at the same time, I have a sexy side. And sexy has different meanings. You know, sexy doesn't always mean you have to be naked. You have to be showing off your boobs. You know, there's different strokes for different folks. Other people have different definitions of sexy. And also, le music, Lena, that Nicki Minaj and all these artists are making, I don't think children should be listening to that music. The lyrics are not for children. But unfortunately, if as a parent, I'm playing Nicki Minaj and I'm playing Cardi B, and Cardi B is talking about her pussy or whatever, and then as a parent and your child is listening to that, it's your fault as a parent. You can't be blaming Nicki Minaj. You can't be blaming Cardi and saying, stop talking about your pussy. We have children. Why are you listening to music that talks about pussy with your 3-year-old? So there's certain music and there's certain artists that make music for certain ages of people. My music is not for children. Like, my music is for people in their 20s and 30s or over. So my music, I tell stories. I'm a storyteller, I'm a writer. So each and every song that I write talks about an experience that I have experienced, or maybe someone else has experienced it. So I tell a story. Like each and every song is a story. I don't just rap random things that don't make any sense just because it rhymes, and then I'll put it in the song. And then one thing I'm talking about my pussy, then the next thing I'm talking about saving the world. You know, some of these songs have no, they have no direction. People, they just, you don't even know what the song is about. What message are you trying to send across to the audience? Each and every song should be a 2-3 minute story, however long that song is. It should tell a story. What message are you trying to tell? Even if maybe it's not a meaningful message, but at least, but yeah, there is a certain message. For example, my first single, Dirty 30, I'm talking about being 30, and then I meet this beautiful younger man who I'm attracted to, and he's attracted to me, and then my experience with this guy. That is a story that I'm telling in that song, you know, because Dirty 30 is it's a thing. It's like a theme for when you're 30. They say that you are in your dirty 30s. I don't even know who came up with this thing, but anyway. So, but since that I'm 30, I was like, oh, I think this would be a good idea to come up with like an EP called Dirty 30, and then I'm gonna talk about my dirty experiences as a 30-year-old. You know, so all the songs in this EP are just gonna talk about my experiences as a 30-year-old woman, my sexual experiences, my dating experiences, and also like my experiences as a whole, like career-wise, financial-wise, goal-wise. You know, those are the themes of this whole album. It's not just gonna be random. Like everything should be a story. Each and every album also should be a story. You can't just have random songs. Now, because for example, my EP is about my experience as a 30-year-old. Now I can't be talking about saving the planet and saving the world in my EP.